and welcome back to British English with me, Ali. Today is another listening practice. I'm going to speak in natural British English and expose you to my accent, as well as perhaps a few new words or phrases. I'm going to speak quite naturally, not too slowly, but not too quickly, and perhaps explain any of the new terms or anything that I feel perhaps needs further explanation. Please do enjoy this video and leave your comments below and let me know what you think about this kind of style of lesson, and also if there's any topics that you want me to chat about in this kind of way. In today's video or lesson, I'm going to just talk about what I've been up to recently, doing. As you may know from my other channel, Ali Des, I have had some bad news, and hearing about my father's sickness really gave me perspective. I saw life and my small worries in a very, very different light. That was a very turbulent time for me. It was very emotional, and just before a wedding, you can imagine that I'm stressed and emotional enough, and for that to happen, it was a huge surprise, and I didn't really know what to do with myself. I felt I felt very confused, emotional, and so on and so forth. Now that news has kind of sunk in, now that I've processed it and dealt with my feelings a little bit, as well as the fact that he's okay, I feel now that I kind of have a bit more control over how I'm feeling and how I deal with things going forward. I've decided to embrace self-care, and I guess today's video is going to be focusing on self-care. I would like to ask you, how do you provide yourself with self-care? Is this something that you practice on a regular basis, or is it not really your thing? Just today, I went for a massage in a place that I've never been to before. It was a little bit of a risk, but I thought it was relatively cheap, and I used a Hot Pepper Beauty discount voucher, and I just took the gamble and tried it out. Okay, I'll be honest, I don't feel that the room was particularly elegant or relaxing, but the lady was amazing. She was just so good, and I think some people just do massage, whereas other people really, truly understand the human body and just know how to make me fall asleep. And I think I did fall asleep, actually, at some point. It was very relaxing. It was an oil massage, so I chose jasmine as the aroma. Usually I just stick to lavender or ylang ylang. Those are my favorites. Those are my go-tos, the ones that I always pick. But today I thought I would switch it up a little bit, go for a change and choose jasmine, which I also really like the smell of. So now, I just came home and took a shower, and I decided to jump on here and make a video and just chat to you guys. I'm afraid that I did not quite bother to put on any makeup. My mascara, it's new and it's waterproof, which I really don't like, but I didn't have any other choice. Anyway, it's waterproof and it's such a pain to take off. I can't be bothered to take it off. So I have none on right now. I do apologize. I'm going for the more natural look today. All that being said about myself, I want to ask you, do you enjoy massages? If so, let me know which one. When I came to Japan, I was really surprised by the array of different types of treatments and therapies. I think there's a lot more of a variety in Japan. Just checking it's on. It is. obviously, because you can hear me. So I think the variety of therapies in Japan is much more vast than in the UK. In the UK, basically, if you choose a massage, more often than not, it's going to be an oil massage. But in Japan, I've enjoyed this more like seitai thing. Is it seitai? When they basically gently manipulate your body to correct your posture and to relieve any muscle tension or other bodily problems. And I enjoy those. I did do a course of that last year and really enjoyed the effects in my body. I was surprised though, because the very first time I went to this therapist, he said, "What's the problem?" And I said, "My mid-back is really stiff and painful. I think, to be honest, a lot of the time it comes from just working on a PC or my laptop for so many hours every day, and I'm getting kind of lazy with my posture. Before I would have my shoulders back a bit more, whereas at the end of the day, I notice that I'm a bit more slumped. I'm not having such good posture. So I do need to take care to keep my shoulders back and to keep my posture in a good position." I'm rambling. What was I saying? I've completely forgotten. Yes, I blame the massage because I'm very relaxed and my brain isn't, the cogs are not turning in my brain. So going back to this therapist, I explained to him that I have pain in my mid-back and that's what I want him to treat. And he said, "Okay, no problem. Just lie down, face down." Yeah, this is another thing I learned. Face down and face up. Utsubuse, aomuke. Very confusing when you know these two words, but you always get them mixed up. The therapist is like, what is she doing? Anyway, then he started to massage my foot. And I was like, did he not understand? I did tell him specifically that it was my back. And later it transpired that he works in these meridian lines, these energy lines, which flow throughout the body. And in order to relieve the back pain, he has to massage some joint in my foot. And I will tell you, the very first session was agony. It was so painful. I was like, is this man trying to kill me? Is he mad at me? Why is this so painful? But over time, as I kept going once a week or once every 2 weeks, I felt so much better and I felt like I could heal much more quickly. So I never really faced such severe back pain during that time. I really enjoy this Japanese or even maybe like Eastern approach to healing. It's not as simplistic as the Western approach, which is like, okay, take some pills and you'll feel better. It's more about considering the body as a whole and how, some tightness in your back can be relieved by easing the tightness in your foot and the tightness in your knee and your hip, because it all connects to the general whole. I found that fascinating. And I think in my heart, before I even understood this logically, that made sense to me. I really got it. Because we are a connected creature, I suppose, not just in parts of our body, but in mind, body, and soul. I was thinking quite a bit about this recently, and this is kind of the reason that I'm trying to support my physical health through things like massage, relaxation techniques, and other self-care things, because I think when you are mentally a bit sad or stressed, this is the time that perhaps you think, oh, I don't need it. I don't need, to treat myself. But this is the time that we need it most. And ironically, this is actually what my dad told me several years ago. I had been dating this guy, and one day this man told me that he was no longer interested in dating me and was going to move on. And of course, I was very upset and called my dad, and he said to me, Ali, go to the fancy supermarket and buy a gorgeous steak and some lovely red wine and go home, put some music on and have a you date. Just have a you date, a little date with yourself to pick yourself up. And I will always remember that because, yeah, it's so important to take care of yourself even when you feel most like not doing so. So, wise words from the father. Thanks, Dad. Okay. Oh, this is quite long, actually. I have rambled on, talked on and on, but I hope that this was entertaining and I hope that this kind of more loose style is helpful for your listening. I will leave it there. Thank you very much once again, and until next time. Bye bye.